and welcome to our Q2 FY 19-20 Concall. Comparing the first 9 months of this calendar year over last year, world crude steel production, including China, registered a growth of 3.9% on the back of a very strong 8.4% growth coming from China alone. But if you look at the steel production in the rest of the world without China, after 2 years of positive growth, it was a negative 1%. Now coming specifically to the electric arc furnace steel production, the steel production was down by 5% in the first 9 months of calendar year 2019. In the rest of the world without China, it was down by 2% approximately, after having grown at a very healthy pace in the last 2 years of 2017 and 18. Some of the large steel producing regions like Europe, Japan, Russia and Turkey registered a decline, mainly resulting from slowdown in demand due to an overall sluggishness of the global economy, trade tensions between the US and China, and other geopolitical tensions in some parts of the world. The trade sanctions on Iran and uncertain economic and political developments in Turkey and some other countries with a large electric arc furnace base also have had an impact on demand of electrodes. In the past 2 years, 2017 and 18, and lasting up to first quarter of 2019, we saw an unprecedented tightness of supply of electrodes, and that fear resulted in surge of buying, and many large steel companies overbought electrodes, resulting into excess inventories in the pipeline. Amid steel market getting tough starting this year, impacting their production and resultant decrease in the demand of electrodes, coupled with excess inventory of electrodes in the system, which the customers had built here, resulted into a drop in sales and stabilization of prices. However, we believe that the inventory correction should be completed by the end of H1 2020, and then we can expect normalcy restored in the market. Due to reduced demand of needle coke, the availability has somewhat eased compared to last year, due to which today there is no constraint in producing ultra-high power grade electrodes. However, in the long run, supply of needle coke is expected to remain tight due to rising demand from electrode segment and competing demand from lithium-ion batteries. As you are aware, early this year we had started our expansion from current level of 80,000 ton capacity to 100,000 ton capacity. We wish to update that the construction activities are in full swing, and we should be ready by the third quarter of 2021, and after a stabilization period of say 3 to 6 months, we should be in the market with these additional products from early 2022. We do believe that with this new capacity coming on stream, the quality of our products will see a marked improvement due to state-of-the-art equipment that we are currently installing. This will also enable us to do some cost savings and achieve better efficiencies. Our results in this quarter, although lower than the previous quarters, still remain one of the strongest in the industry. We remain optimistic about our industry, and we view the current level of sales and pricing to be a correction, and we expect normalcy to be restored by H2 2020, by when we expect the excess inventories to be cleared. With our 4 decades of experience in business, we expect to be a supplier of choice to all our global and Indian customers. With this, I would now hand over the floor to our CFO, Mr. Gulshan Sakhuja, to take you through all the financial numbers, and then we'll be very happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Good morning, friends. For the quarter ended September 2019, HEG recorded revenue from operations of rupees 564 crore as against 817 crore in the previous quarter and rupees 1794 crores in the corresponding quarter of the last financial year. EBITDA including other income stood at rupees 174 crore in quarter 2 versus 387 crores of previous quarter and 1389 crore in the corresponding quarter of last financial year. The company reported a net profit of 179 crore in Q2 as against profit of rupees 234 crore in the previous quarter and 889 crore in the corresponding quarter of last financial year. During the quarter, the company has elected to exercise the option permitted under the Section 115BAA of the Income Tax Act 1961 as introduced by the Taxation Laws Ordinance 2019. Accordingly, the company has recognized provision for income tax for the 6 months period ended 30th September 2019 and remeasured its deferred tax liability on the basis of rate prescribed in the said section. The impact of this change has been recognized in the statement of profit and loss of the quarter ended 30th September 2019. It has resulted in reduction of current tax liability amounting to rupees 47.55 crore and also resulted in reversal of deferred tax liability amounting to rupees 34.11 crore. The full impact of this change has been recognized in the statement of profit and loss for the quarter ended 30th September 2019. Operations at our hydropower plant at Tava are seasonal in nature. The plant generally remained closed in the first quarter, starts operating in the second quarter, peaks in the third quarter and before tapping down in the last quarter. The operations at Tava plant had been started from 14th August 2019. The company is debt-free and have been handling a treasury operations to the tune of nearly 1,000 crore as on date, and an average return has been around 8% per annum on the same. For the quarter ended 30th September 2019, the company has presented the consolidated financial results along with the standalone financial results as a part of the compliance with the SEBI circular. The company aims to further strengthen its balance sheet through effective working capital management, thereby creating a value for its shareholders. With this background, I would request questions which we can clarify more. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone wishing to ask a question may please press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Participants, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. The first question is from the line of Devan Sangui from ICICI. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. My question is regarding the utilization levels. For Q1 we reported 85% and for Q2 we reported 73%. So what would be guiding for the full year FY20?
The full year, I believe by the time we complete the 2 quarters, it should be in the range of almost about 75%.
Okay, sir.
Between 70 to 75%.
Okay, around 70 to 75%.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And my second question is on the needle coke. Can you please provide some update on the pricing for the contracts which will be negotiating currently?
See, this is about to be done. We are expecting a reduction, but let's say in a month or 45 days from now, we expect to conclude the needle coke contracts for next year, and we are expecting some decline. I mean, we do look forward to some correction in their prices.
Any ballpark number on the decline? Would that be possible?
Devang, not at this stage, but we'll share it with you later, maybe in the next call. But right now, it's not clear how much the price level is going to be.
Okay, sir. And my third question is regarding the prices. On a quarter-on-quarter, we see a declining trend. So, do you think we have bottom on the pricing side, or maybe some pain is still left?
Maybe slightly more correction. And it's all is happening because of these inventories we have in the system and everybody wanting to run their plant and sell any incremental ton. The non-UHP side is more under pressure compared to the ultra-high power grade side.
Okay. And I was seeing August export data from China has witnessed a month-on-month declining trend on the graphite electrodes export from China. So, is that trend going to be continued, or as a one-time blip? What is our understanding on the same?
Yeah, I think since the pricing of non-UHP has also become quite competitive, I don't think that Chinese electrode more imports should come into India, because earlier our pricing was much higher than theirs.
Right,
but
sir.
now we are competing at that level. So I don't think it should increase more from here. So what you are seeing from the data is either should remain at that level or should go further down. That's what we hope.
And a couple of quarters back, we were discussing regarding the EF production in China. That was coming slow, and graphite capacity was coming faster. And we wanted there should be some couple of quarters of gap so the EF production picks up. So is Chinese EF production picked up? What's our sense on the same?
No, in fact, that was a plan that we thought that when the electric arc furnace plants come up in China, the electrodes will get consumed internally. But I think there's been a lot of time lag between the new plants coming in and the graphite electrode plants capacities were probably ready on the ground.
Right.
They have just refurbished and restarted. So that imbalance still continues. We still see a lot of Chinese exports into the other part of the world.
Right. So any H2 2020 is the time we are targeting that could be, H1 2020 is the time we expect this inventory, excessive inventory to kind of be depleted from the market. Is that the understanding correct?
Yeah. You're right. That is what we hope, that by H2 2020 that the balance should be restored. Right now we see some excess electrodes in the market, and that should get completed by H2 2020 when normal pace of the EF growth picks up. Right now you see that it was a double whammy. There were electrodes in the system already, and then the steel production started to go down. So anybody who had procured electrodes for, let's say, a certain number of days or months automatically got extended, resulting in reduction of fresh buying. So that's exactly what has happened. So this timeline, what we were expecting that by the end of 2019 or let's say early 2020 for inventories to get corrected is actually pushed back by, let's say, another quarter or 6 months to H2 2020.
Okay, so maybe June 2020 is a number which we are looking at. H1 2020 is a calendar year.
I think so, Devang.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All the best. I will come back and thank you.
Thank you, Devang.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and 1. The next question is on the line of Abhijit Dey from BNP Paribas Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Just wanted to understand in terms of your volume breakup between domestic and exports, how has that changed, sir, this year compared to the previous fiscal?
It still continues to remain the same. It's like 75-25 ratio. It's still the same.
Okay. So are you looking to sell more now that the steel production ex-China, as they've highlighted in a presentation, has actually declined? So are you looking to actually, find more customers in the Indian market going ahead?
No, we were not selling to China. I don't know how you're linking the two things, but yes, we are wanting to sell more not only in India but everywhere where it's possible. So because there are inventories in the system with us, with others in the market. So we are wanting to spread our base in India as well as elsewhere.
Okay. And in terms of how things gone in this quarter, it is Q3. We have more than half the quarter is almost over. So
yeah.
Any signs of any green shoots you are seeing in the overall market, because the Indian steel industry, demand in terms of demand continues to remain subdued. So are you seeing any green shoots there?
Not yet, actually. I think we have to wait for another quarter.
Okay. And one last question, sir, from my side. Any update on restarting exports to Iran, sir, in the near term?
No, we are not planning for that because it still remains under sanctions. Mm-hmm. So there is no plan from our side to try and attempt some business in Iran. We won't be doing it.
Oh, right. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is on the line of Payal Goenka from Ratnabali Investments. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. So my question is regarding the IMO 2020. So what should be the impact of IMO 2020 on the NC prices and its availability?
See, this maritime thing which is going to come, which is going to be a competing demand for low sulfur crude, we have checked with a couple of people. Although it will create a tightness, but people say there is sufficient low sulfur crude available in the world, or refineries have to put in some extra equipment to make it low sulfur. So yes, it does compete with the same kind of product with low sulfur which is needed for needle coke as well as for maritime operations. But it's not going to be something like a catastrophe as such when it comes in, because I think everybody, all the refineries, etc., are all gearing up to produce this low sulfur oil.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and 1. Participants, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. The next question is on the line of Manoj Gandhi, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. I just wanted to know what is the average realization for the UHP per ton at this moment for this second quarter.
Mr. Vajpayee, that is unfortunately, we will not be able to disclose the specific level of pricing. You'll have to make your own estimates from our figures, because it's just for competitive reasons I cannot be doing that.
Okay, so if I can ask, is the trend for the third quarter, you expect an increase in the trend, the prices to stabilize and go up now?
See, I think it will need another quarter or two more, because unless these excess inventories are flushed out of the system, we cannot get that tightness back again. So right now, there's a lot of inventories.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vajpayee. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is on the line of Hemant Venkateshwar, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good morning. It's regarding the new business we want to plan. It was in discussion maybe 9 months back. We have a lot of radar looking at different
sorry to interrupt, sir. Your voice is breaking up. Mr. Hemant?
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of things that are, yeah?
Sir, your voice is breaking
now it's
up.
clear?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of things in the radar. There was some professionals have been looking at the new business to set up, or anything on that you're looking now, or it's all cooled down now?
No, I think, we had evaluated a lot of opportunities in the market at that point in time, and didn't really find any worthwhile opportunity which fits in, which has some synergies with our kind of business. So at present, we are not looking at anything, some new venture or something. So we are just proceeding wholeheartedly with our expansion, because we hope that this graphite electrode business is something which we know very well. That's our core competence. So we are doing that instead.
Okay. But there was a lot of traction on the creation of anode. I think Ravi has mentioned that's when we are almost positive, and we are looking for that opportunity because of the EV market is picking up. And
sure. See, you see this, you also know as good as I know that all this lithium, the anode business is linked to the expected growth of electrical vehicles in India. So we are working on it, but it's going to be, we have to see the timing. So it's at the research stage, pilot stage, whatever, but this demand has to eventually come in the market. The moment you see some electrical vehicles in the country, then that's the time for this business to grow. So we'll be We have looked at this product and we understand this product and we are working on it at a pilot level only at this stage. And it depends if the market grows in India, if the government policies are supportive, if really there are vehicles on the roads, certainly this is a good business to be.
Okay. And the scrapping policies has been introduced by the government. Is there any impact on our EAF route, which makes much competitive for us, or it's going to be again the same story?
See, the scrapping policy, which has been overdue in this country for last more than 10, 15 years, we keep talking about it, but you still see junk vehicles on the roads. This is the scrap availability locally should increase, and it should be helpful to the electric arc furnace industry, and it should kind of bring them a little more cost advantage, because still India remains a net importer of scrap. So that will be a good thing to happen actually, beneficial for the electric arc furnace people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is on the line of Devan Sankri from ICICI. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Just wanted to know about the capex what we done for H1 and the full year guidance for FY20 and FY21.
In this year, in FY 1920, we are planning to spend approximately 400 CR, and in 2021, it would be approximately 500 to 600 CR, and the balance in the 21-22.
And sir, in H1, how much we were incurred of this 400? What we are planning?
It's approximately 150 CR in H1.
Okay, sir. And is Chinese EF production on a declining trend for CY19, or any idea on the same?
So we noticed that actually. See, instead of from 100, we noticed that there's a slight decline this year. Probably they're going to be doing 90 compared to 100 plus what they did last year. So probably the blast furnaces, etc. It's just a combination of their own blast furnace versus EF, and when the iron ore gets cheaper or the scrap gets cheaper. But the long-term growth, it'll go back. It's next year probably you will see it going back again, because it's a very clear policy that they have to switch. And if you compare China with the rest of the world, they are way behind on the portion of electric arc furnaces. So it'll catch up in a natural course. It has to come to where the developed world is, where the rest of the world is, which comprises 45% of the production through electric arc furnace route.
Right, sir.
But this year we did notice a slight decline.
Yeah, they were targeting around 20% by 2020. So do we think they will be online with that target, or maybe it's...
No, 20% by 2020 looks...
They had some target some time back.
Way too ambitious for them. I think maybe it happens a year later or a year and a half later. But getting to that 20% level on a base of 900 million tons is like 180. So that that looks slightly a tall order, because 2020 is just a few months away.
Right, sir. So just not giving on a specific number, but then the trend is that we expect them to increase EF, if not this particular, maybe next 3-4 years down the line.
No, the trend will be increasing for sure. We do not have any doubt about it that there's no reversal either in their policy, nor I think the way the scrap is getting generated there. So the path is upwards only. It is only a matter of time by what then benchmark is reached when we were talking about 20%, and this is not what we were talking about. It's the Chinese own government who was talking about that.
Right, sir. And this capex policy, maybe that could have some incremental steel produced in India through the EF route. So that could be incremental demand from India? Maybe not near term, but the medium term horizon?
Sorry, I didn't get this question.
I was just asking regarding the scrappage policy. If it takes the full phase, do we expect any additional steel produced in India through the EF route? Because scrappage will lead to a higher scrap generation in the country, and that will encourage the EF route production level.
See, this scrapping thing, if you look at the numbers, it's not something phenomenal to make some radical change. But it is, yes, a very welcome thing to happen for electric arc furnace people. That something which they have to import can be sourced locally at, I believe, at a better cost also. So it'll be it's not that much that it is going to result in new electric arc furnace being put up. But yes, the existing ones will be happy.
Right. Thank you, sir, for the follow-up and all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question may please press star and 1. Participants, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to the management for the closing comments.
Thank you very much, friends, for sparing time for this call, and we look forward to speaking to you again for the next quarter. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.